Well, welcome back. I decided to get right in the middle of the Harbor Freight Alumiweld debate, and I was shooting a video, and the camera shut off, insufficient card memory space. So here I am back, and off camera while that happened, I already soldered a little bit of this tubing, but let me explain what I have here. I got a piece of angle aluminum, and a piece of aluminum tubing here on top. And I prepped them with a wire brush, a wire wheel on a grinder. And the reason I'm doing this is because I went online and I searched, like a lot of people do, on Harbor Freight Alumiweld. And I got so many different opinions that I decided to try it for myself. Some guys say it doesn't melt, they can't get it to melt. They're talking about the rod, of course. Another guy says in order to use it, you have to, run a bead around it and let it wet out, and then stick a screwdriver in it and scrape the screwdriver around. Someone else says that it does work. I have no idea what to make of it all. So what I'm going to do is check it out myself. So before this cools down too much, let me get back at this. It's still loose here, and it's still a little bit hot. Like I said, I was right in the middle of doing this, and the camera shut off. So what I got here now is map gas. I'm using map gas and a Harbor Freight torch head, brand new one I just bought today, and we'll see how this works out. Now, I'm not new at this. I've been soldering and brazing all my life, and I do have an oxyacetylene set up as well as a TIG torch. So I'm not very good at the TIG. I mean, I could do this with the TIG torch, but I do have a job coming up. I say a job. I'm retired. It's a hobby job, but I need to attach some stuff that's aluminum, and I would rather not weld them because they're going to be very small items, and I'm afraid to damage the thing I'm going to try to attach them to. So I thought this might be a better, safer method than using the TIG welder. We shall see. We get this thing hot enough here. See if we can't start getting this rod to wet out. I had a little bit of a fillet going here when I realized that the camera shut off, so this rod is a little bigger than I would like it to be. It puts down a little bit too much material. But they've got a mix of rod sizes in the package. And I'm saving the smaller ones for the actual job that I have to do. And that doesn't look too bad. Like I said, puts down a little too much material for my liking. But that's that's looking pretty good. It wetted out pretty good. I don't see any major problems with this. It doesn't spread out like solder, like lead solder, or even the new stuff there, the leadless stuff. Like I said, it leaves a lot of material on the surface. Like I got a big clump back here I'm trying to push it off, but all in all, I think structurally it's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut this thing down, the torch, and we're going to let it cool down a little bit. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Talk amongst yourselves. We have a very scientific test method we're going to use here. Claw hammer. I don't know what this is, like a 4-pounder, maybe 5-pounder. But we're gonna see if this Harbor Freight Alumiweld stuff actually works as advertised. You know what I might do is get it to cool down a little bit faster. Is let it sink down in the vise there. Clamp it down. Let the vise draw some heat out of it. And we shall see. I can tell that it's if you got adequate heat and everything, it does wet out pretty nicely. So I can't see any reason why it wouldn't work. It looks like an ordinary brazed joint, except it's aluminum, of course. So we shall see how hot this thing is. We'll give it the initial. Oh yeah, that's solid. That's solid. This stuff definitely works. It definitely works. I mean, that's more strength than most would ever. And this is impact. Okay, when you hit something with a hammer, it's impact force. This thing is definitely, it's bending the aluminum before it's bending the bracket before it breaks loose. It's got my thumbs up. This stuff definitely works. If you know how to work it, you know how to solder. If you had experience in the past soldering, clean the surfaces, it definitely works. So hopefully that's the end of the discussion on YouTube about this stuff, but probably not. Have a good one, folks.